Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste. Welcome to Bridge the Gaps initiative. This initiative was formed to raise funds to contribute to artists, art students in need, Abhay and PM Cares Fund. Please do donate us to help artists. Nothing can pause artists, nothing can stop them. They swim through anything to find that connect between what they had within themselves. The moment the stage performances disappeared, the very next day we could see dancers and artists on screens. No stopping them. But there are several artists who are unable to access these, neither able to gain monetary benefits, nor at times even basic necessities. Hence, we want to help as many artists as possible with the collected funds. Please do donate us to help this cause, to help bridge this gap. Today, on the fifth day, we shall be showcasing you some beautiful Odissi dance, which beholds the rich tradition with sculptural beauty and postures. And when it is combined with Rabindranath Tagore's poetry, yes, it is spellbounding. This evening, we'll portray some poetry and dance together. Kaustavi Sarkar will begin the rendition, after which Srimati Urmimala Sarkar, would be invited to accompany her in today's Mutually session. With no further ado, I would like to invite the artist. And if you would like to know about the artist, please see the description below in the YouTube window. Regarding the contributions to the initiative, as of today, we have received 54,500. Please keep the donations flowing in and spread the word. We need as much money as possible to help so many more families. I now take great pleasure in inviting Srimati Kaustavi Sarkar for the live session, who is joining us from the USA, and Srimati Urmimala Sarkar ma'am, who is joining us from Kolkata. Welcome, Kaustavi. The camera will now relay from the US of A.
Namaskar, everybody, audiences all over the world, India and the US. I'm so happy to be able to portray my rendition of movement, of life, of beauty in these times of great distress and horror. But today I bring with me hope. I bring with me hope of my legacy, of my training, of my teachers, and I bring with me a sense of urgency as well. So my first piece will be Varsha. Varsha was choreographed by my Odissi Guru Poshali Mukherjee. She choreographed this piece on me in 2010, and it was based on an inspiration from Rabindranath Tagore's song, Oi Ashe Oi Oti Bhoirabo Horoshe. So it simply means that the rains come in vigor and beauty, in vigor as if it's the Lord of Dance himself, Nataraja or Bhoirav. And then Poshali auntie, she tweaked and made this beauty. And even this past 2 years, when I performed this piece in Kolkata in India, she again tweaked and retweaked. So I'm very fortunate to have her celebration and her hope of lovers meeting, of clouds carrying lovers' notes, of lightning, of thunder, of rhythmic precision, rhythmic rigor, and of beauty in the form of nature, flora and fauna, of peacocks meeting, of flowers mating. So I'm going to present Varsha to you, and I hope you all enjoy. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my humble rendition. I will wait for Meghna to come back. But this piece is very close to my heart. It is a way of clouds carrying message. And I feel I have a very personal message for the clouds. And that is a secret. I will not share it with my audience. But I feel that my message goes to the clouds through this dance. And then the clouds are able to take my message across.
Beautiful. It was so nice, so beautiful, and so much energy. It was so palpable. It was beautiful. I thought it would really rain there. It was beautiful. And the music is equally beautiful.
The music composition is by Urmimala Sarkar, a big name in the music composition industry. He plays both Kathak, composes, and beautifully plays.
Oh, wow. So I think we shall call Urmimala ma'am into this.
Good idea. Good idea. Before, okay, maybe she can come and then I can share my words. I want to invite her myself, a little personally.
Oh, so cute. Yes, definitely.
Hi.
I leave both of you to share the screen.
Thank you, Meghna.
Thank you, Meghna. So I'm so happy that Dr. Urmimala Sarkar, President of World Dance Alliance, professor at Jawaharlal Nehru University, accepted this. And more importantly, she is my teacher. So she taught me dance when I was 7 years old, since I was 7 years old. And then life happened, and I remember my first trip was Bangladesh with her, and I was the youngest, and I fell down on stage. And I just wanted to mention that, but she didn't tell me anything. I don't know if she remembers, but I think my worst worry was that she will scold me. I was so I don't know if you remember this or maybe.
I do. I do. Yeah.
Well,
So thank you.
I'll let you say.
So thank you very much for making me a part of this. I think to see you dance, and so to see you dance so well after so many years, there's been a gap that we have danced together. At some point the student becomes a part of yourself, and then you dance together. But also there is another history that I wanted to share with everyone, that Kaustavi and I have been part of the same institution where we have learned from childhood. So me much before her, and that institute is called Uday Shankar India Culture Center. It was under Amala Shankar, Srimati Amala Shankar, where we both danced. And when by the time Kaustavi came in, I was already a teacher as well as a part of the dance troupe. So it was a kind of a very beautiful, kind of the next generation. And I wanted to say that, we have a common past, and I would like to um, dedicate this small section to our teacher, Srimati Amala Shankar, and who taught us to love dancing and helped us to spread our wings through movements that we started loving to create. So the word that I use here is that, what Kosavi danced is a beautiful part of our traditional past, and the other part that we learned was to create movement, to understand what dancing could be for us, by us, and about us. So the first day's class for me, at least, Costa, we will have a different set of experiences to remember. But the first day's class was a surprise, and I have never forgotten it. Coming from a more regular kind of setup, where a traditional dance school, where the first experience of moving the body on a non-everyday manner was through simple act of imitating. So I was told dance this, so I was copying, and I was seeing the movements, trying to understand how to do it. But this experience was very different. It was about finding ways to move. So you were in charge of your moving, right, Kostavi? It was like this discovery that my movements can also hold meaning. They are important because they are from me. And it was also about finding motifs from everyday life and pushing everyday movements and moments to become more than those unregistered acts. So we soon learned that those everyday movements could be transforming under assisted procedural applications. So that is where our teacher's role came in. She suggested some things, some alterations. So it was not as if you can do anything and get away. There were hard work, a lot of hard work. And the training was very special. We had to attend 3 classical dance classes as well as 1 class of the creative dance style. And the class on creative style was conducted by Srimati Amula Shankar. Um, Recognizing and appreciating music was part of that class. It had live music. We had live musicians, 5 musicians playing with us, 5 or 4 at least. So we had percussions, we had string instruments, we had wind instruments, and we also had sometimes the in some other kind of small cymbal like instruments going on. So 4 musicians at least, and sometimes 5. And then the movements were drawn from everyday life. Sometimes I remember challenging Kostavi's class by saying that, okay, now make a movement saying no, but say no in different manners. You can say, oh no, don't irritate me, or maybe, you know please do not. So there were so many no's that we were actually asking them to create, and they surprised us. our students surprised us every day. They would make new meanings come ahead. So what I was thinking of today was that, you know, to challenge Kaustavi with something like that, to give her the kind of a poem that I'm seeing many people use now at this time, a poem by Rabindranath Tagore, whose birthday we celebrated on 8th of May, that is 25th of Bengali lunar month, Vaishak. And it's a poem which, as if it's like tailor made, for this time of dystopia, this time of sadness, this time of hopelessness. And it seems like something that was so long ago, but so topical, so much for the time today. I do not want to uh, read the poem right now, but I would like to share a gist of the meanings, so that, then I can actually ask Kaustavi to um, create a short dance piece around that poem that I have recited for her. So what I have done is, the first recitation would be for her to take up as a challenge. And of course, there has been no conversation between us. I don't know what she is going to do, and she has made something out of it. So I'm looking forward. And then comes another surprise. So the poem's name, many of you may have heard, it's called Dushomoy, a time of despair, by Rabindranath Tagore. It's part of the poems collection called Sanchayita. It's a poem about dark times, silences, and lack of future directions. It's a poem that makes us feel hopeless, and it's a poem about it. It's a cynical. It's filled with cynical thoughts about hope itself. A time when stillness and turbulence face us at the same moment. A time when silences become oppressive. The poet tells himself and all of us not to give up hope at those times. Of not of be if being there for everyone, of flying into new horizons, and of creating new spaces for hope for everyone. So Kaustavi, please surprise me.
I hope you're goodly surprised, nicely surprised.
দুঃসময়। যদিও সন্ধ্যা আসিছে মন্দ মন্থরে, সব সঙ্গীত গেছে ইঙ্গিতে থামিয়া, যদিও সঙ্গী নাহি অনন্ত অম্বরে, যদিও ক্লান্তি আসিছে অঙ্গে নামিয়া, মহা আশঙ্কা জপিছে মৌন মন্তরে, দিক দিগন্ত অবগুণ্ঠনে ঢাকা, তবু বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ, বন্ধ করুণা পাখা। এ নহে মুখর বনমর্মর গুঞ্জিত, এ যে অজাগর গরজে সাগর ফুলিছে, এ নহে কুঞ্জ কুন্দ কুসুম রঞ্জিত, ফেন হিল্লোল কলকল্লোলে দুলিছে। কোথারে সে তীর ফুল পল্লব পুঞ্জিত, কোথারে সে নীড়, কোথা আশ্রয় শাখা, তবু বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ, বন্ধ করোনা পাখা। এখনো সম্মুখে রয়েছে সুচির সর্বরী, ঘুমায় অরুণ সুদূর অস্ত অচলে, বিশ্ব জগৎ নিঃশ্বাস বায়ু সম্বরী, স্তব্ধ আসনে প্রভুর গুঞ্জে বিরলে, সবে দেখা দিল অকুল তিমির সন্তরী, দূর দিগন্তে ক্ষীণ শশাঙ্ক বাঁকা, ওরে বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ, বন্ধ করো না পাখা। ঊর্ধ্ব আকাশে তারাগুলি মেলি অঙ্গুলি, ইঙ্গিত করি তোমা পানে আছে চাহিয়া। নিম্নে গভীর অধীর মরণ উচ্ছলি, শত তরঙ্গ তোমা পানে উঠে ধাইয়া। বহু দূর তীরে কারা ডাকে বাঁধি অঞ্জলি, এসো এসো, সুরে করুণ মিনতি মাখা। ওরে বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ, বন্ধ করো না পাখা। ওরে ভয় নাই, নাই স্নেহ মোহ বন্ধন, ওরে আশা নাই, আশা শুধু মিছে ছলনা। ওরে ভাষা নাই, নাই বৃথা বসে ক্রন্দন, ওরে গৃহ নাই, নাই ফুল সেজ রচনা। আছে শুধু পাখা, আছে মহানভ অঙ্গন, উষা দিশা হারা নিবিড় তিমির আঁকা। ওরে বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ, বন্ধ করুণা পাখা। এখনই অন্ধ, বন্ধ করুণা পাখা।
Wow, that's so lovely. So, what did you think of? How did you compose this? What was your process, Kaustavi?
I think I wanted to first create a real contrast with the first half of my performance, which was celebration and being hope. And so when you gave me this poem, I thought of um, I thought of urgency, a sense of urgency that is equally necessary as is hope. So I just felt, what will my body eventually do when it is sort of. And then you also mentioned a lack of movement, so it's almost like cutting down of wings for a bird or a bihongo, right? So I felt this whole thing was the only movement or only large movement was only possible by sheer life energy, by um, a really, really persevering soul in trying times, whereas everything else is like really, you know, I don't know the word, thoughtful. What is the English word for thoughtful? Um,
Like you're oppressed, a feeling of oppression, right?
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So, what I want to request you to do once again, it was a beautiful rendition. I want you to, however, kind of expand a bit in space. And I would like you to take more space and maybe establish that contrast of larger space and smaller space in order for you to clearly create the difference between the bindings and the hope of coming out of those bounds, those bindings. So these two I would like you to concentrate on, and may I then request you once again to do this, and this time I will try to recite it. What do you say?
that will be awesome. So you will recite it and I will do it, right?
Okay,
Okay.
that's right. So I'll tell you that I will now it may not necessarily be the same way that I did in the recording that I sent you, because this is live, and this I would like to take it a little bit differently. So maybe responding to the differences at this moment of time.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, all right. So thank you for agreeing to do this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I appreciate this.
I'm scared.
Oh no, don't be. I am scared because I don't recite usually. So, so দুঃসময় যদিও সন্ধ্যা আসিছে মন্দ মন্থরে, সব সঙ্গীত গেছে ইঙ্গিতে থামিয়া, যদিও সঙ্গী নাহি অনন্ত অম্বরে, যদিও ক্লান্তি আসিছে অঙ্গে নামিয়া, মহা আশঙ্কা জপিছে মৌন মন্তরে, দিক দিগন্ত অবকুণ্ঠনে ঢাকা, তবু বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ বন্ধ করো না পাখা, এ নহে মুখর বনমর্মর গুঞ্জিত, এ যে অজাগর গরজে সাগর ফুলিছে, এ নহে কুঞ্জ কুন্দ কুসুম রঞ্জিত, ফেন হিল্লোল কল কল্লোলে দুলিছে, কোথারে সে তীর ফুল পল্লব পুঞ্জিত, কোথারে সে নীড়, কোথা আশ্রয় শাখা, তবু বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ বন্ধ করো না পাখা, এখনো সম্মুখে রয়েছে সুচির সর্বরী, ঘুমায় অরুণ সুদূর অস্ত অচলে, বিশ্ব জগৎ নিঃশ্বাস বায়ু সম্বরী, স্তব্ধ আসনে প্রহর গণিছে বিরলে, সবে দেখা দিল অকুল তিমির সন্তরী, দূর দিগন্তে ক্ষীণ শশাঙ্ক বাঁকা, ওরে বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ বন্ধ করো না পাখা, ঊর্ধ্ব আকাশে তারাগুলি মেলি অঙ্গুলি, ইঙ্গিত করে তোমা পানে আছে চাহিয়া, নিম্ন গভীর অধীর মরণ উচ্ছলি, শত তরঙ্গ তোমা পানে উঠে ধাইয়া, বহুদূর তীরে কারা ডাকে বাঁধি অঞ্জলি, এসো এসো সুরে করুণ মিনতি মাখা, ওরে বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ বন্ধ করো না পাখা, ওরে ভয় নাই, নাই স্নেহ মোহ বন্ধন, ওরে আশা নাই, আশা শুধু মিছে ছলনা, ওরে ভাষা নাই, নাই বৃথা বসে ক্রন্দন, ওরে গৃহ নাই, নাই ফুল সেজ রচনা, আছে শুধু শাখা, আছে মহানভ অঙ্গন, উষা দিশাহারা নিবিড় তিমির আঁকা, ওরে বিহঙ্গ, ওরে বিহঙ্গ মোর, এখনই অন্ধ বন্ধ করো না পাখা, এখনই অন্ধ বন্ধ করো না পাখা। Thank you so much.
Thank you, Urmidi. Thank you. This was a lovely connection. The best way
It is.
for a comeback.
And I find myself in a new role, reciting. Very scary.
Maybe now we will see you in plays and stuff.
And thanks to Meghna for initiating this, It
Yes,
really was lovely.
absolutely. I think it's such a beautiful concept. And Meghna, would you please come back? Yes, here she is.
Oh, what a beautiful thing. I've never seen something like this at all. It's so beautiful. The connect between no music is something that it's really surprising. You were able to bring music into your dance, and you were able to bring music into your recitation. It was really nice. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I think it's also the beauty of the poem itself, naturally. Yes, yes. And what graceful dancing. It's such a nice thing that you brought this particular poem for this today, especially. Could connect it easily. That's much needed poem for the day. Yes.
Yeah, so the moment
Thank you, really.
thank you for this challenge. At the moment when Urmili, talked about this particular poem, I thought, wow, wow, how did she just think of this?
Yes, true. Very nice. Should we take any questions? If there are any questions, please.
Yes, please.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, if there are any questions, please do ask right now. So, Kaustavi ji or Urmimala ji can take it now. So you tell me the process of choreography, like the moment she sent you, and now that she asked you to change it, what was the thought process that you were having from what you did already, and now what you did today with the change that she said?
Right. So I think with the change, she said create a contrast between large movement and small movement. So definitely there is a geometric aspect to it, right? So if I'm just thinking in shape, so I'm thinking of that largeness and that smallness in space. But also I'm thinking of like like as if the rising tides of the seas. So you are like sort of your body is also expanding and contracting. Your body is also expanding and contracting in moments of duress, in moments of stress. Um, yeah, that's and then only you can say whether it is on a scale of 1 to 10. What's the score?
So I felt that, Kaustavi, it was both times it responds to the current moment in two different manners. So first time when you did it, this whole binding of, lack of movement and not knowing how to even conduct yourself, your life, your everyday in a bound space, which is so strictly bound that, it's for our safety that we are within that bind and we are recognizing the boundaries. And then also in the second time when I'm asking you to kind of, kind of try to break that bounds within your mind through certain kinds of movings that may not always be possible. So you can't run out of your house, but you can certainly create a space within your mind through your movements. You see, you do a small movement, but you reach out beyond what is the physical space, right? So I was imagining that, and I really actually saw you. So it was a, we still communicate in the same manner.
That's the best takeaway.
After so many years, still connected.
Yeah, it's a magic come true.
Beautiful. Very nice. That is what in my mind. So I asked it immediately because the change was so immediate and you didn't think much at all. It just flowed in your body. I think it was natural flow, which really was good. I mean, it really tells me that you are an amazing artist. The creativity is so much within you. Nice.
But I think I think I'm really, I think now as I'm growing older as an artist, I think I'm finding um, a lot of value in improvisation. And that term was probably inculcated in Uday Shankar style, but not necessarily articulated that way. But I'm able to um, I'm able to get back into that space where improvisation is probably the most creative
Yes.
locus. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
true.
Like this is just wrong. Yeah.
Beautiful. So,
Well,
ma'am, a question to you from my side. How did you pick up this poem? Did you bump into it, or did you think about the whole thing, or was it like a flash?
I'm glad you asked me. Actually, I have been looking at poems because there is too much poetry, so many songs, so many things are going on the Facebook, on social media, that one stops thinking, stops oneself from thinking along the usual songs, usual lines, and usual poems. So when Kaustavi said, we must do something surprising, I suddenly thought of this poem, because actually this is something that I have been working on last year also for a short presentation somewhere, but which did not happen for some circumstances.
Oh,
So
okay.
I actually, I could not, I didn't even explore its movement possibilities, but I had chosen it because I had fallen in love with the words. And so I tried to kind of, and then I thought that should I take somebody's recitation, because I've never ever done it, believe me. So I was scared,
Oh,
and I thought that I will
Can't believe
try
it.
it
she always speaks beautifully, right? She is
out. And then,
very formal and she speaks beautifully.
so
Yeah,
I was
she's
telling Kaustavi
honest.
that, ask me to dance, I will dance immediately. But ask me to use my voice, I'm scared, you know. But it was very nice. I mean, I think I'm going to try more of this in future.
Definitely, definitely. It was like music.
Thank you.
Yes. We have a question. I would put it on the screen. Madhavi Rao was asking, what is your opinion? How important is the understanding the language or connecting to the language while emoting on a poem or a song?
Um,
Kaustavi, do you want to go first?
Sure. What is your opinion? How important is understanding the language or connecting to the language while emoting on a poem or song? I don't think I have an opinion about it. I think it's just mandatory. It is mandatory to connect not to the language but also to the context. Otherwise, everything will look superficial. It might look beautiful body movement, but there will be a complete disconnect from the inner motivation, intention. So I think if you are working with, I think if one is working with text, it is super important to understand the intricacies of the text. Do you agree with it?
Yeah, of course. And I also think that, for this poem to be even recited, I had to know the meaning,
Yes.
because for it's actually it's you know it's a it it is filled, every word actually adds to the meaning of that paragraph, and the paragraph, which each paragraph has these two lines which are repeated more or less in the same wordings, and in that comes back that lack of hope that the poet is asking us not to give in to. So that each of the five paragraphs have different kinds of makings of hopelessness, of, of detailing out the darkness that is surrounding us. And at this moment I feel, the world has suddenly gone into a space which we don't know. I mean, it's
So true.
scary. Yeah. So I think words meant a lot for both of us in different manners. Yes.
True, true. Yes. So language is important because one thing is, yes, as you said. Other thing is, if you read a translation, if I'm not wrong, please correct me. If you read a translation, it is the translator's mind which we are rather reading than the original script itself.
Yeah.
Right? So it's better to know the language of the dance or the of the lyrics.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's about the question we have. And she says thank you. It was wonderful having you both here. I think it was my honor
Thank
and
you.
pleasure. This evening was so beautiful with such beautiful poem and so lyrical, both the recitation and moment. I have a question for Kaustavi. I'll show it on the screen. Can you please elaborate on your choreographic process?
long
How did you simmer in the poem?
So, since the moment Meghna told me about this challenge, and since Urmidi brought me this challenge, so I think she told me in on Saturday, her Saturday morning, which was my Friday. So since then, I've been thinking about this poem because this is out of the blue. I haven't been thinking about this poem. I have heard this poem. So then I talked to my father. I talked to numerous other people. I went on YouTube and kept researching. I went and saw the translations, and I went and did some Google Scholar search. And let's select Chego's and its literary analysis. I took a scholar's approach, and but more importantly, I think I was able to. I wanted to do justice just because um, I felt it was hard to transition from that like life and happiness and hope to this. So I wanted to really simmer in it using your words, Madhushmita. I really wanted to simmer in it in order to then it became muscle memory. Because Varsha I've been doing for the past 12 years. So that is muscle memory. When
Yes,
this is new. This is new.
true. It was a lovely session and so nice talking to both of you today. Thank you for coming in and being a part of this initiative, which we are helping artists. And hope everybody donates to this cause. I request again. And thank you so much, Kaustavi. Thank you so much, Urmi ma'am. Thank you so much for joining this evening's Bridge the Gap.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Meghna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meghna, really.
Thank you.
My pleasure. It was an educative session. It was a very educative session. So we all completely enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Tata.